everybody, I'm Maxime from All Around Yoga and welcome in the third session from All Around Hips. In the first session we started to become more confident in shaping our movements with our breath, and by doing that we became more aware of where it is exactly we're tight and where it is we can use a little bit more strength in our hip area. In the second video we started to build up towards more strength and relaxation by holding poses for longer and by breathing into them. Also today the emphasis will be on holding poses for longer after we move into them more dynamically. One of the reasons of doing that is that our muscles only truly start to relax after a minimum of 30 seconds, and by holding poses for longer we start to build up strength and we learn to find stillness in moments of challenge. So then before we continue, I would like to invite you to come and sit into a comfortable seated position and allow your gaze to be soft. Maybe close your eyes and just take a moment to check in with yourself. Checking in with your energy level. How are you feeling? Maybe you feel tired. Maybe you feel super energetic. And whatever it is, just embrace it, just observe it without attaching any stories or judgments to it. And then shift your awareness towards your breaths. Are you breathing through your nose or through your mouth? As in yoga, we try to breathe through our nose, as this reduces the energetic costs of our practice. If we would be breathing through our mouth, most likely our heart would start to pound and our blood would be rushing through our veins. So let's try and breathe through our nose. And in doing that, notice if you're breathing more through the left or through the right nostril. And again, try not to judge anything, just observe it, just notice. And then gradually start to lengthen your exhalations. So gradually our exhalations start to become longer than our inhalations. And by doing that, we gently will start to touch your parasympathetic nervous system and ask our body to start to rest and to digest a bit more easily. And then let's take a last breath here. In this moment of checking in with ourselves. And then let's open the eyes. So we can bring our legs in front of us, feet dorsiflexed. So that means the toes are pointed towards the chest. And the fingers can be in line with the hips. And sitting up tall, pressing everything down, touching the mat to find a little bit more length in our upper body between our hips and the crown of our head. Shoulders moving away from the ears, creating equal length in the front and in the back of the body, and in the left and the right side of the body and the neck. Keeping a micro bend in the knees, micro bend in the elbows. Being strong in the core, moving the pubic bone slightly up towards the navel towards the sternum, and the sternum and the chin slightly towards each other. Sitting in Dandasana pose, the foundation of all the sitting postures. And although this looks like a very easy pose, many muscles are working here. Many muscles are activated to keep us here in a perfect seated position with a straight spine. And then let's hug the left knee into our chest, placing the sole of the left foot on the inside of the right knee. And you can either stay here or place the sole of the left foot on the outside of the right knee. So whatever is suitable for your hips, choose that option. And keep both feet active here. So the right foot is still dorsiflexed and we're pressing down through the ball of the left foot to keep both sitting bones evenly grounded. Still think about that Dandasana pose to keep us here upright, pressing down through the sitting bones, pressing down through both feet. Find a little bit more length. Inhale all together here. And exhale, twisting from the navel towards the left, placing the left hand behind us, hugging the left knee with the right arm. Inhale, slightly untwisting towards center again, growing taller. And exhale, twisting from the navel towards the left. So the hips try to stay square towards the front of the room. And with each exhalation, we start to look for a little bit more space that we can move into. Maybe on the next exhalation, also your chin and your gaze can come slightly over the left shoulder. And then the moment you find your edge, stay where you are. Try not to keep moving towards your edge. Just be happy with the spots and then decide to find stillness there and to breathe into the discomfort you might experience here. And then let's inhale, gaze forward again. Exhale, untwisting, bringing the left foot beside the right foot, both feet still dorsiflexed. Taking a moment in Dandasana here. Hands away from the hips, but keeping a micro bend in the elbows, little spider hands on the tops of the fingers. And then open the eyes. Hugging the right knee into the chest, placing the sole of the right foot on the inside or the outside of the left knee, wherever you were on the previous side. And again, firmly pressing down through the ball of the right foot, toes of the right foot, left foot dorsiflexed, and sitting up tall. Crown of the head floating up like a balloon. And on exhale, twisting from the navel towards the right, placing the right hand behind us, hugging the right knee with the left arm. Inhale to find a bit more length by pressing everything down and touching the mat. And exhale from the navel up, twisting more towards the right. The gaze is the last one to follow. Be conscious about your neck here, so don't go over your edge. And then keep moving slightly with the breath. Inhale, slightly untwisting to find length. Exhale, twisting a little bit more towards the right. And then choose a spot where you stay. Where you stay and breathe into your discomfort. And where you allow your inhalations and exhalations to move your diaphragm. And create a bit more space in the hips and some more juicy movement in the spine. In our daily lives, we actually don't twist so often, so be gentle here. And inhale, gaze forward again. Exhale, untwisting, bringing the right foot next to the left foot. Coming back to your Dandasana pose. Again, checking in with yourself. Maybe something in your energy level has already shifted now. hug both feet towards the chest, pressing the soles of the both feet slightly together and allowing the knees to fall down. Maybe drawing the flesh of the buttocks slightly backwards so we can firmly ground down through both sitting bones. And then again, slightly press both soles of the feet into each other. And our awareness tries to press our knees gently towards the mat. The hands can come behind our body, fingertips pointing backwards. And again, try to think about Dandasana. So growing tall here, shoulders move away from the ears though, and the crown of the head is growing taller. Sitting upright here, maybe already feeling a stretch in the groins. And if this is too much for the groins or too sensitive on the knees, you can place some blocks or books underneath the knees to give you a little bit more support. Otherwise, you can stay here, allowing your breath and gravity to create a little bit more space in the hips. Otherwise, we'll start to move with our breaths. So inhale, raise the arms up overhead for 4, 2, 3, 4. Active in the fingers. Exhale down for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, arms up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Gazing forward. Exhale, arms down for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, arms up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Still gazing forward. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, coming up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Staying here. Open the chest, broaden the back. Taking an inhale. And exhale, allow the hands to fall forward. Wherever they fall down, leave them there. So inhale, thinking a long spine, pressing down through both sitting bones, slightly pressing in both soles of the feet. And exhale, allow your heart to soften a little bit more towards the feet, keeping the chin slightly tucked towards the chest, so we stay long in the front and the back of the body. Long in both sides of the neck, so keep the shoulders towards the kidneys, and staying long in the front and the back of the neck. Sitting here in Baddha Konasana. Gently starting to open the groins. Maybe releasing some pressure in our lower back here as we're folding forwards. And again, find the moment of stillness. Try not to keep pressing or pulling yourself forward. Just allow your breaths and gravity and time to create a bit more space in your hips. It's like we're looking for that calm, sweet spot in a busy, crowded city. The cities of our mind and our body. And we're looking for a nice, quiet spot where we decide to stay and where we think it's joyful to be. Inhale, gazing forwards, and exhale, walk the hands backwards, maybe allowing the knees to come back together, and give yourself a big hug before we continue. Welcoming yourself on your yoga mat here, thanking yourself for doing this practice. And then gaze up again, allow the knees to fall towards the right, and set yourself up for your downward facing dog. So the hands, the fingers are spreaded, the middle fingers are pointing towards the front corners of the mat. And then inhale, tucking the toes. And exhale, press into the hands, press the hips up and down into downward facing dog. So again, press down through all the knuckles of the fingers here. The elbow creases are facing each other. And roll the shoulder blades externally out. So externally rotation of the shoulder blades. And the shoulder blades move down towards the kidneys. Crown of the head is moving towards the mat. The hips are coming higher by pressing down through the hands. And on the exhale, we guide our hips and our heels a little bit closer towards the mat. Keeping a micro bend in the elbows and the knees. Feet are hip width distance apart. And the side edges of the feet are parallel towards the side edges of the mat. And then let's inhale, bring the left knee towards the chest, shoulders over the wrists. And exhale, activating the core, bringing the left foot between the hands, lowering the right knee down, untucking the right toes. So the left knee is stacked right above the left heel. And we firmly ground down through both feet. So we're grounding down through the ball of the left foot and through the back of the right foot. And we hug both feet in towards each other and towards the center of the mat. Inhale, coming up onto our fingertips. And exhale, soften here. Soften a little bit in the hips, creating a little bit more space. And let's start to move here. So inhale, raising the arms overhead alongside the ears, coming up. Exhale, shoulders away from the ears, activating the fingers, internally rotation of the pinky fingers here. Staying strong in the feet, hugging them into the mat and towards each other. And the pubic bone moves towards the navel, navel towards the chest, chest towards the chin. Staying long in the front and the back of the neck. Inhale, growing taller, pressing down everything that's touching the mat. Exhale, hinging forward for 4, 2, 3, 4. One line between the hips and the fingers. Inhale, coming up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, forward for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay for the inhale. Ears between the arms. Exhale, hands to the chest. Staying calm and still. Inhale here, lengthening the torso. Exhale, twisting from the navel towards the left, maybe hooking the right knee behind the right elbow behind the left knee. Inhale, growing taller, crown of the head is reaching forward, squaring of the hips towards the front of the mat. Exhale, maybe pressing both hands into each other, twisting a little bit more towards the left. So just as in the beginning, inhale to lengthen, and exhale to twist from the navel. Maybe the gaze comes over the left shoulder here. And then find your stillness. Try not to keep moving around, pushing and pulling yourself more into the shape. Just use your breath to shape yourself here. Finding that sweet spots in that busy city of our minds. And embrace the challenge here. And inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, untwisting. Inhale, staying here. And exhale, framing the front foot, tucking the back toes, and press yourself up to downward facing dog again. So again, fingers are spread and actively pressing into the mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. Set yourself up here. And find some stillness in your down dog. And just set yourself up from the ground up. So setting yourself up with your hands and your feet, micro bend in the elbows and the knees. External rotation of the shoulder blades, creating space in the heart and the chest and in the upper back. And then find stillness. Inhale, hugging the right knee into the chest, shoulders over the wrist. Exhale, toning the core and gently stepping the right foot between the hands. Lowering the left knee, untucking the left toes. Right knee stacked right above the right heel. You can come into the fingertips, coming into your spider hands again, and hugging both feet towards center of the mat. Pressing down through the right foot and the back of the left foot. Inhale, activating the core, reaching the arms forward alongside the ears, coming up. Exhale, shoulders away from the ears, activating the fingers, internally rotation of the pinky fingers. Again, slightly moving the pubic bone up, lengthening the tailbone down, trying to square the hips towards the front of the mat. Maybe you feel deep stretch in the front of our left thigh here in the groin. And then inhale, growing taller. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, hinging forward for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying open in the chest. Inhale up for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, hinging forward for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay for the inhale. Finding a bit more length between the sitting bones and the fingers. Exhale, hands to chest. Inhale, growing taller. Exhale, twisting from the navel towards the right, maybe hooking the left elbow into the right knee. Inhale, finding length. Staying active in the feet and the legs. Exhale, maybe twisting a bit more towards the right, maybe gazing over the right shoulder if the neck allows. Slightly inhale, untwisting a little bit, finding length. Untwisting is invisible for the eye, so just slightly. And then exhale, twisting a little bit deeper from the navel up, squaring up the hips towards the front of the mat. And then find your sweet spot here. Find your inner calmness, your inner stillness, your inner strength to keep you here even when things are challenging. You can stay calm. And you can trust yourself that you can do this. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, untwisting. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, framing the front foot with the hands, tucking the back toes. Press into the hands, stepping quietly back to downward facing dog. Set yourself up here, finding a moment of rest. And maybe sinking back to child's pose if you need to calm down your body a little bit more. So sinking the sitting bones back towards the heels and having a rest there. Resting the lower belly on the thighs. Otherwise staying here for a couple of more breaths, strengthening the back of the body and training the mind to find stillness even when things get wobbly. And inhale, hugging the left knee into the chest again. Shoulders over the wrist, stepping the left foot between the hands. Lowering the left knee down, the right knee down, untucking the right toes. And again, set yourself up, left knee stacked right above the left heel. And I will move through some cat and cow variations. So if you haven't watched the video about where we explain cat cow, you can go back to the first video. But what we'll do is inhale. On the inhale, we'll slightly think, lifting the sitting bones, opening the chest, gazing forward, but staying long in front and back of the neck. Exhale, we'll curl the tailbone under, hug the navel into the spine, press into the hands, lengthening the front leg, bringing the left toes towards the chest, and falling over the left leg. Chin slightly to chest. Inhale, hugging hands towards our body, coming up, sitting bones up, lengthening the heart and the chest, gazing forward. Exhale, curl the tailbone under, hug navel into the spine, press into the hands, lengthening the left leg, bringing left toes towards our body, and allowing the heart to come closer towards the knees, chin slightly towards the chest. Inhale, leading with the sitting bones, opening the heart, coming forward, gazing forward. Exhale, curl the tailbone under, hug navel into the spine, press into the hands, heart closer towards the knee, chin towards the chest. One more time, inhale, coming forward, thinking cow, and exhale, thinking cat. And then stay here. Stretching the back of the left leg. Maybe you're tight in the hamstrings here. So be gentle with yourself, keeping a bend in the left knee as big as you need it to be. And just become still. Trust yourself that you're in a good spot. And just trust your breath, trust gravity. That you will release a little bit more tension here in the back of the left leg. Inhale, coming forward, thinking cat, leading with the sitting bones in the chest, gazing forward. Exhale, tuck the back toes, press into the hands, stepping quietly back to downward facing dog. Taking a breath here, maybe feeling a difference between the left and the right leg. And just be still for a moment. Inhale, hug the right knee into the chest, shoulders over the wrist. Exhale, stepping the right foot in between the hands, lowering the back knee, untuck the left toes. Set yourself up, right knee stacked right above the right heel. Pressing both feet into the ground, hug them towards the center of the mat, squaring up the hips towards the center of the mat, towards the front of the mat. And inhale, start to think cow. So tailbone slightly coming up, lengthening in the front of the body, gazing forward, staying long in the back and the front of the neck. Exhale, lengthen the tailbone down, hug the navel into the spine, press into the hands, lengthen the front leg, right toes towards the heart, heart towards the toes. Chin slightly towards the chest. Inhale, coming up to cow for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. exhale, cat variation for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, cow variation for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, cat for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Staying here, finding your sweet spot, and asking your mind to become still. Often by calming our body and bringing our body to stillness, our mind tends to follow. Consciously calming yourself down here, even when things become challenging. Maybe one side is a little bit different than the other one. Maybe one leg, one hip tends to be a bit more tight than the other. And it's okay, good to know. Something we can work with. One more inhale. And one more exhale, finding a little bit more space. And on the next inhale, hug the hands towards the back of the room, coming up into cow. Leading with the tailbone. The gaze is the last one to come up. And exhale, lengthening the tailbone down. Tug the back toes, press into the hands, quietly stepping back to downward facing dog. Setting yourself up. And then finding stillness for 2 breaths. Keep pressing down through the hands to find length in the spine. And then exhale, visualize your hips going a little bit down towards the floor, the heels coming down. And notice if this downward facing dog is already a little bit juicier than the first one you did in this session. Keep hugging the lower ribs in. So we stay open in the chest and broad in the upper back. Inhale, gazing between the hands. And exhale, gently start to flex one foot at a time. Keep pressing into the hands into the floor and stepping slowly forward until the toes are in line with the fingers, bending the knees. Feet are hip width distance apart. Toes slightly in, heels slightly out. And allow the thighs to touch with the lower belly. Taking a breath here. Calming the mind, emptying the mind. But then before we come into complete relaxation, let's start with strengthening our legs first a little bit. So same as in down dog, if we want to lift our hips, we press into the hands. So now we want to lift our hips a little bit more towards the ceiling. So we press into the soles of both feet to lift the hips a bit more. But try to keep belly, thighs connected. So inhale, press into the soles of both feet, equal weight in both feet to lift the hips a bit higher. And try to keep belly and thighs connected. Maybe bringing the heart a little bit closer towards the knees. Shoulders move away from the ears towards the kidneys. So one more time. Inhale, press into both soles of the feet. Keep a micro bend in the knees, though micro bend in the elbows. Lifting the sitting bones a bit higher towards the ceiling. And then exhale. Try to stay where you are. Soften your mind. Soften your hamstrings and your hips a little bit more. And embrace the shakes, embrace the wobbles. It's all good. Building up some strength, getting to know our body a little bit more, and starting to feel a little bit connected, a little bit more connected with our body here. And exhale, bending the knees a little bit more, resting the belly onto the thighs, maybe grabbing for opposite elbows. Relaxing the head, the back of the neck, the shoulders. Draining the lungs here, stretching the lower back, and emptying the mind. And notice your mood on your face. Maybe your face is tense as you try to face your challenges here in Uttanasana, forward fold. So try to consciously relax your face muscles. Relax your jaw. Don't clench your teeth. Relax your ears, your eyes, your forehead, your tongue. And inhale and exhale slowly and as gracefully as possible. We bring our hips towards the floor. So slowly lowering the sitting bones towards the mat. And then we bring the soles of the feet onto the floor again, hugging them towards the chest. And bringing the left leg forward, dorsiflexing the toes towards the chest. You can keep the left leg lengthened here if your left knee is sensitive. Otherwise, you can bring the left heel towards the right buttocks and hugging the sole of the right foot towards the chest, staying upright here, equally grounded in both sitting bones. Otherwise, you can step the sole of the left foot on the right foot on the outside of the left knee, if that's suitable for your left knee. Otherwise, keep the left leg long in front of you, and if it's suitable for the hips. If this is too much for the hips, if you can't stay equally grounded in both sitting bones, then you bring the right foot back to the insides of the left knee. So wherever you are, push everything down that's touching the mat. Maybe draw the flesh from the buttocks backwards so you ground it through both sitting bones. Both feet are active here, so grounding down through the ball of the right foot, growing taller, shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling here, crown of the head floating up. Exhale, twisting from the navel one last time, bringing the right hand behind us, hugging the right knee with the left arm. Inhale, growing a bit taller, pressing everything down and touching the mat. And exhale, twisting more towards the right, gazing over the right shoulder if the neck allows. And see if this is already a little bit more comfortable, a little bit juicier than the first twist you did in this class. Opening through the left lung now, first as we're cooling down. Become soft and still. Allow your gaze to be soft on a point in front of you, a point that doesn't move. So try not to gaze down, but gaze in front of you. As often by gazing down, this can affect our mood already in a less positive way. So by gazing forwards, we tend to feel a little bit more positive, a little bit more powerful. Inhale, gazing forwards and twisting. And then change the cross of your legs. So maybe the right leg is extended now if the knees are sensitive. Otherwise, bring the right heel towards the left buttocks. Hug the left foot towards the chest or bring it to the outside of the right knee. And then move around a bit so you're sitting balanced and you feel equally grounded to both sides of the body. And then becoming still. Inhale, finding a bit more length, pressing down through the feet and both sitting bones. And exhale, twisting from the navel towards the left, bringing the left hand behind us, hugging the left knee with the right hand. And then move yourself into your twist with your exhalations. So often by visualizing that our exhalations create a little bit more space, we can start to move into that tiny bit more space every time we twist. And then when you feel you're close enough to your edge, just stay where you are and breathe. Just trust the process here, trust your breath, and trust your body that it will release when it's time to release, when it's ready to release. Keep your shoulders away from the ears, staying long in the neck, and gazing straight ahead to a point that doesn't move. Allowing your gaze to be soft, your mind to be soft, and your body to be soft. Finding your favorite calm spot in a busy city where you go back to every time you need some time for yourself, some quiet time. Some time to go back to your inner strength. And then inhale, gazing forwards. Exhale, untwisting. Undo the cross of your legs. And then give yourself a last big hug here in this session. Thanking yourself for your practice today, for coming onto your mat, for consciously shifting your energy towards more strength and more stillness. And then let's all gaze up again. And then I would like to thank you for joining me in this third session of All Around Hips. I hope you enjoyed our time together here, and I hope you can continue with this same energy through the rest of your day. So thank you very much. I hope to see you soon in the next video, and namaste.